Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cypher. Today we're doing our first ever Warzone educational commentary. I got a 20 kill win in solos on Warzone, and I'm basically going to be walking you guys through this game. Just recently I started grinding a lot of Warzone, and I've gone from like a 2.7 KD past 3.0. I'm getting plenty of wins now, and I'm improving at a really fast pace. So I'm basically going to try to walk you guys through how I improved as a player and walk you through this solo gameplay. So right in the beginning, we're landing at this location. I can't really tell you what we call this location because I don't want to get demonetized, but I'm landing at the spot. You guys know what it's all about. And right here, I hear somebody is dropping to the AO, so I'm going to use that sound cue to be on high alert. Somebody landed pretty late after me. Finally got a couple weapons. I got an SMG and an LMG. Hear this guy behind me, turn around, easy pick. And I know that there is still one more person. This guy actually ends up flashing me. Now, while you're flashed, you can still have full movement. I grab the FAL here. He throws a Molotov at me, and I'm moving around. I'm trying to see where he is coming from. There's only one way to get up into this building. So I watched the staircase, heard him come up, and dropped him. And now I'm going to pick up this Bruin off the ground. The blue Bruin is pretty good, and the FAL is amazing for close range fights. So I have a pretty decent loadout going for me right now, even though I don't have my actual loadouts. This is a pretty strong combo right here. FAL Bruin, that's actually the loadout that I end up going with once I have enough money. I grab some armor plates. I want to make sure I have enough plates right here just in case there's somebody else. I see this car pull up, and I'm like looking to see if this guy is going to be pushing through. So you can see on the map when the car is moving in, and then I hear some shots near the hangars to the north. And I think this guy actually ended up going towards that direction instead of coming towards this area. But I'm still on high alert, still moving around, just trying to make sure I don't get jumped. In solos, there's a lot of camping defensive gameplay, so you got to be careful. This guy's pulling up with the car now. I pull out the Bruin, look to take some shots. He's moving away. I'm just going to keep looting, trying to get some cash. Maybe I get enough for a loadout. Now, in solos, it's a little bit harder to get the full 10K because you're only one person looting. So sometimes it's better just to loot up, some decent weapons, get some plates and some stuff that you need, some money, and then buy a UAV and just run around with some default weapons that you've picked up off the ground until the first loadout drop happens as the first circle closes. That's usually a smarter play in solos just because it's a little bit harder to acquire the money that you need to get. You notice that I'm constantly slide canceling as I'm running around. This is something I only recently started doing. In order to slide cancel properly, you need to slide. So you basically have to slide twice. You click the slide button twice, and you'll slide and cancel, and then you want to sprint. Here, I find two guys pushing in. I end up killing both of them. This guy slides right in front of me. I go full prone and just drop shot him with the Bruin. That was a bit close right there. I feel like I got caught with my FAL not reloaded, which is actually why I have sleight of hand on the FAL class that I have, because you do go through those bullets pretty quickly, and it's better to have sleight of hand, in my personal opinion, over the monolithic suppressor, just because I'm able to 1vx a lot better and fight off multiple opponents when I don't get caught having to reload or swap. So in that situation, I had to swap to the Bruin in a close range encounter. The Bruin's still strong, but it's kind of slow. Missed a few shots because of how slow it was to swap to, but ended up still outplaying my opponent. Now right here, there's a trophy on this vehicle. This might be newbie tips right here, but I didn't know this until recently. You can't place a trophy on a vehicle that already has a trophy, an enemy trophy. It's just gonna break your own trophy. Most of you probably know that, but I'm only recently getting into the game, so I just want to put it out there. You got to break the enemy trophy. This guy's in the car. He pulls up. I'm running towards him. I see that he jumped out of the car, so I'm pulling out my heartbeat. I see he's coming this way. I'm pre-aiming, looking around. He's not popping up, so I'm assuming he's coming on the other side. There he is. And to be honest with you, I probably should have ADS a little bit sooner there, but luckily for me, he seemed a little bit lost. Just because if he was a better player, he might have been able to gun me there, because I feel like that was a bit of a slow ADS. So I definitely needed to be a little bit quicker. Now right here, I'm getting shot at as I enter the vehicle, so I'm going to go ahead and drive around and probably try to get to this building right here for some cover. get to the second floor and look back to see if this guy is moving forward. Pull out the Bruin, and I'm gonna not, you know, have these windows broken. It's harder for them to see you when the windows are not broken. So if one of them was broken, I would probably try to ADS with the one that is not broken. It's very, very hard to see them. Right now, he's not showing up on my heartbeat, but it's still very early in the game. Most likely, this person does not have their loadout, so they're probably just out of range. Once I saw that they were out of range, I felt comfortable enough to run towards the buy station. And right here, I think I want to try to get a loadout, but I also don't want to get shot while going for the loadout. So I decided to come back to see if this guy is coming through. In this area, there's not really a super safe spot to pull the loadout. The buy station is pretty much in the open, so you got to keep that in mind. And as I check the heartbeat, I see that he's in there, 35 meters. He's definitely inside that building. We know he's there. 42 meters. He seems to be moving further away. I really want to make this play, but at the same time, it's a bit of a gamble. At this point, I see that he's moving away from me. I see a player right as I pull up to the buy, and I'm able to quickly drop shot him with the Bruin, take him out. But now I've made a lot of noise. I'm going to throw this loadout on the backside right here. That way, if this guy pushes up, I have a little bit of cover with these walls. Grab the Bruin, grab the FAL. Now I'm feeling confident. I've got my loadout. I've got my strong weapons. This is a very, very overpowered setup. This setup is probably going to get nerfed in Season 5, but it's, you know, I'm a new player, so I feel like I have to use the strong weapons. Eventually, I'll start getting more comfortable to use other stuff. And I'll talk about my loadouts in the future once I feel more confident about making loadout videos. But for now, we're just going to talk about my thought process here. I see this guy behind the window. I'm shooting through the window. You can shoot through that platform right there. Get some decent damage. Throw C4 through the window, and he is dead. Now here, I'm a little confused. I got the 500 XP, but I didn't really see like the elimination text. So since I'm still new and I don't play a lot of solos, it didn't hit me that I had killed him. But he's dead. Loadout dropped near those towers over there, those big towers. But we do have enough money to grab a UAV, and that's what we're gonna try to do right now. We're gonna pull up to the. Well, I guess we're not gonna pull up to the buy UAV. We're gonna go towards the loadout drop. Looking back at this, I definitely should have went and bought a UAV before pushing up here. But you'll see something I do here that's pretty smart. You know, I start driving around looking to get shot at because I know there's people that camp here all the time. And I'm not even going to grab the loadout yet. I'm going to pretend to go for the loadout and run towards the staircase. Now, when I pull out my heartbeat, I see that 41 meters, there's probably somebody up top waiting to shoot me as I go for the loadout. I would have known this if I had bought a UAV, so that's definitely a learning mistake right there. But we know he's up there. I can't just go for the loadout. He's actually 30 meters, and now there's 2 dots. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I saw that there's 2 of them, I'm going to get to the roof and try to get a better view of the situation. We know there's not somebody up top already, or at least we're hoping there isn't somebody up top. Sometimes you never know. So right here, as I come up to the top, I want to make sure to check that there's nobody up here. Check my heartbeat again. Clear the roof. We know they're still on the other side, 35 meters. Growing a little bit impatient. I'm going to grab the trophy system instead of the ammunitions box. It's probably going to be more useful. I drop down and immediately go for the loadout. I want to check down low, make sure no one's down here, and I'm gonna go and buy a UAV. Once I have this UAV and I pop it, I see where everybody is. I see that guy's on the opposite side of that tower, and there's a guy in front of us. So we quickly buy our ghost loadout, and right here I make a really quick play. I hear him coming, so I throw a stun, and I stun him, and I jump out. And when you stun somebody, you're going to definitely want to jump out far. You want to make a wide peak because they can't move their crosshair towards you. It slows them down tremendously. So right there, through the stun that was on my ghost class, grab my weapons. Grab the ghost class, grab the weapons, heard him coming up through the stun. And then once I got the stun indicator that I hit him, I did a wide right peek and was able to put him down without risk of him shooting back. This guy peeks over the top. He's knocked. I immediately go and buy a cluster strike. He has a self-revive. This is solos. If they get knocked, they have self-revive. So now I see 2 arrows on the building on that side near the staircase. I know the first guy that we knocked rezzed and most likely ran to the staircase. And then we see there's another guy going up the staircase. So I come over here and I start looking to see if I can spot these guys. I know there's two. I don't want to have them shoot at me. At first, I thought they were teaming, but they looks like they were on different parts of the staircase. And I don't want to over peek. I don't want to move too far ahead. I want to still have some cover. So we get the first guy, we move up, and we start looking for the second guy who seems to be a little bit lower. Pull out our FAL, take him out. From that range, we probably should have been using the Bruin, but the FAL is still decent. The FAL build we have is definitely for closer range combat. Long range, it doesn't do as much damage. But we're still able to put him down pretty quickly after defeating the first guy. So we played that really smart. We played that really passive. We didn't want to get shot while going for the loadout. We bought a UAV to see where these guys are. We positioned ourselves really well to take them out. And now we're able to reap the rewards. Now we have a lot more money, and we can buy another UAV to keep this action going. So just going to check my heartbeat one more time. Heartbeat's really useful, especially in solos. A lot of people do not have their ghost equipped. It's just harder to get loadouts in solos. So heartbeat's going to be very, very clutch. But I also do like running stuns. As you guys saw earlier, the stun can be extremely useful. So right now I'm driving around. I still have a trophy on this car, so I'm kind of not too worried about running into a C4. This truck is actually chasing me, so I'm going to get up the side right here and run inside before it tries to run me over. And I'm going to try to get up to the rooftop to get a better view. There's actually two dots outside. There was one in the police station that's pushing the truck, and there's one that's in the truck. So the truck's just driving away. I hear this guy beneath me. It looks like he's coming towards the building, but he ends up actually just continuing to run away. And right here, we do a little bit of a chase. I didn't like exactly how this fight went out, just because I felt like I was playing a little bit too passive. I just didn't know how good this player was. I didn't really get a good read on him, and I didn't want to get caught off guard, especially after having such a decent game so far with 11 eliminations, and I have my loadout. So I see him on the heartbeat. I'm trying to see if he's going to keep moving or if he's going to try to post up in a location. That way I just have a better understanding of what his plans are. Pull out my heartbeat again. I hear him actually outside of the building, so I'm getting a little bit defensive here. It seems like he's up top, but it also sounds like he's outside. I couldn't really pinpoint his location. I also didn't want to take the wrong turn and end up getting shot. Started checking the ladders. Started checking the staircase to see where he's at. 7.3 meters. Is he outside the building? I throw a C4 to check. I blow up the C4. No damage. He's right in front of me, which means he is actually above me. But then he starts running away even more. I think the C4 scared him off. My plan here is to try to get to the rooftop potentially, but 30 meters. He's still running. We run outside. We start chasing even more. We know he's inside that building. We pull it out again. 35 meters. Is he still running? He could be at the end of the building. He'd be going towards the gas station. Open this door. Run through. Pull out heartbeat. 8.3 meters. We hear him. He's not above. We thought he was above. We check with the C4. He's not above. Now we hear him running around. We're going to close that door so it's a little bit easier or harder for him to sneak up on us. Then I hear him outside, and I'm going to ADS right here as he turns the corner and put him down with the FAL. He only took 2 plates off of us. We were able to take him out. So we played that pretty safe, pretty passive. As I become more confident, I can probably take down that player a little bit quicker. I just didn't want to give him the jump on me, especially because I didn't really see him at all. Didn't really know what he was rocking, what he was doing. Didn't really get a good read on him. So I didn't want to just jump up and challenge him without having some information on his location. I know I had him kind of around me, but I couldn't really pinpoint if he was above or outside the buildings, and I just didn't want to take that risk. Now right here, I don't have enough money for a UAV, and I don't have really anywhere to go, so I grab the bounty and start pushing towards the bounty. So what I do here is pretty simple. We see that the bounty is not in the safe zone. We go towards the buy station with our vehicle, and we're going to try to hold the bounty. We do also have to be careful. When you're near a buy station, a lot of people do rotate towards here. So I'm going to come in and check if there's anybody hiding. Was looking to get some money out of that. We see a vehicle actually pulling up. We put that C4 down. We saw that vehicle pulling up on the mini map. So we have our bounty and we have this vehicle to worry about. Now right here, I kind of run up a little bit too in the open, but then I see the opponent and I'm like, he saw me too. I'm behind this pillar. I don't really like this situation. I'm going to go back into the building, start looking through the window to see if I can spot him. It's going to give me just a cleaner, more protected peek I'm able to actually look through this window as well. Now, right here, I thought I could shoot through this little opening, but you can't. He has a sniper, so I don't want to over peek. Took a couple shots, moved back. And now what I'm going to do, he knows I'm in this building. There's actually another car pulling up from the south. But that car ends up driving away. So I'm going to go ahead and move backwards. And this is pretty ballsy play right here, but I'm trying to bait him out. So I'm running with the vehicle at him. And I end up jumping out just before getting to a tree line and start using the trees. He actually shoots at the car instead of shooting me, giving away his location, and I'm able to put him down. So it kind of worked. That was a pretty ballsy play. Our target ends up showing up at the buy station, walks and shoots out our C4. So we know exactly, or Claymore, we know exactly where he's at. So I'm just using this ridge right here, waiting for him to open up. There he is. Very easy knock and thirst. But we made a lot of noise and there was a lot of people in the area. So we're going to be careful here. Run inside, just kind of scope out the area, see if there's nobody pushing. And now that we feel a little bit more comfortable, we have 20K cash. We're going to go ahead and buy a self-revive UAV, pop the UAV, buy another UAV, and sit out and just check out what's going on. Now, somebody here ends up starts to snipe at us. I couldn't really pinpoint where he was, and I was a little bit worried. And now my UAV is kind of running out a little bit. So what I end up doing is I pop another UAV and buy another one. That way I can try to keep this UAV up the entire time. I'm going to end up running, grabbing some extra plates, some extra loot. Baiting out the sniper. I hear him sniping. It seemed like he's sniping from far away. I'm not really going to try to take this fight. There's no point. I'm going to grab my vehicle. My trophy is no longer on the vehicle, so I do have to be a little bit careful here. I'm driving a little bit too close to these buildings. Someone could pop out and see for me. I probably didn't even realize that the trophy was gone. And over here, I kind of mess up my driving a little bit. But we end up acknowledging that we don't have a trophy. And so we're going to drive on the outskirts, not stay too close to the buildings, just because of the fact that I don't want to get caught with an easy C4 wipe. Pop my UAV, swap passenger seats, pop my UAV. I see people to the left of me, and I decide, you know what? I'm just going to hold these people that are behind me that are rotating into the storm. I was looking at the map trying to decide where I was going to end up, where I wanted to be. And I decided I'm just going to take some easier fights on the edge of the storm and try to fight some people who are rotating in. This is not like a really good part of the map. There's a lot of open areas and then there's a lot of buildings. So we pull up here on this guy. We actually jump out and he's looking at the car. He was just trying to hide. We knock him. I'm going to go ahead and thirst him before he gets up and start putting on my shields. Get inside the building. I noticed that he had potentially a UAV on his body. He definitely had a kill streak on his body, so I'm going to go back and try to pick that up. But before that, I'm going to just check the area out. I notice people that are potentially ghosted. I see an armor box. I'm going to grab that, grab the money, and run back in. I hear this guy flying over the top of me, knock him out of the sky, and eliminate him. Those are some good shots, good audio awareness. He jumped off the building due to the storm. And this is basically how you can position yourself on the storm line and get some really easy eliminations. A lot of these guys who are hugging the storm line usually are not that confident, which is why they're hugging the storm line instead of going towards the center. And you can use the storm as a means to funnel them to you. So we got basically 2 limbs right there for free on these guys because we caught them rotating out of the edge of the storm. So now we end up going towards the buy. And we knew there was somebody here earlier on our UAV. We made note of that earlier. So I don't want to get shot from the top. I don't want to get, shot while I'm trying to buy. I get inside this little cubby, pull out my UAV. There we go, 28 meters. Now we're looking up. Typically, these guys are going to be up top. In this situation, this guy was not up top. And we saw that he was not moving, and he didn't really have sights on us, because if we can't see him, he can't see us in this situation. I really want to know if he's up top or if he's in that room. And I'm not I'm not sure. The storm is closing. We do have a lot of money. There's not going to really be another opportunity to buy. So over here, I just make the play, buy UAV, buy another UAV, and pop it. And now I realize that he's actually in that room in the corner. Now, I'm not aware of how this room layout looks. So this part's a little weird and funky for me. One thing I do right here that I thought would work that didn't work is I put a C4 on the door and I tried to open the door and then pop the C4. That does not work. The C4 just stayed and I blew myself up. So that was pretty bad. Then I come back and I'm like, okay, this is pretty bad. I'm going to pop this UAV again, throw that C4, miss, grab it. I'm like, okay, this is not really good. So the storm is closing. I'm going to come back and buy another UAV because I want to make use of all the money that I have since I'm not going to be able to buy any more. I come towards the other side of the door. I'm checking. It looked like he might be on the corner of the building. So I open up again and start shooting, but I throw the C4 and he's behind a shelf. So it's like, at this point, I'm out of C4, so I just jump behind this, like it was a pretty bad jump. I jumped in front of this thing, this shelf, and I couldn't shoot through this through the shelf. Once you realize what you can and can't shoot through, you're gonna open yourself up to a lot of decent plays. There are things in this game that you can shoot through and things that you can't shoot through, and that just comes with experience. That situation, if I could shoot through that shelf, that would have been a really good play, but it wasn't a good play because I couldn't shoot through it. But I ended up just peeking him again and taking him out. He seemed scared. He missed his shots and we hit ours. Now we see that the final circle is like pretty much in the open on this bridge area, and it's just not a good look. But there's always people that are on the storm line. There's always people that are camping the storm line and rotating in last minute. So we're slowly moving around and we're checking this back area. There was a loadout drop here, which means somebody could have been going for the loadout drop. We're checking. We end up seeing somebody rotate in front of us. We panic a little bit here. I don't have a C4, but I end up popping out and then popping out again and finishing him off. I didn't fully commit to the spray battle because I initially missed some shots and took a lot of hits. But now we kind of cleared our backside. We had our mask to make the play. But it's not done yet. People are always hugging the storm line, and people are definitely ghosted here. So we're checking the side, and we get another free limb on this guy who's just crawling on the storm line. He nearly made it out. And now we're checking again. The whole time, I'm checking the storm line to make sure nobody's just crawling through. Check the backside, check the front. I'm going to get to these rocks for cover, but there's really not a lot of good cover here. It's a very, very bad endgame circle. But there is one location that we can be that's probably the best location for this last circle. There's 5 players left. We see 3 of them on the map. So we see 3 of them. And then when we're the 4th one, we're missing a 5th player. We kind of know where all the guys are except one person. We don't want that one player to get the jump on us. So here I decide, once I know that I knew where 3 was, I started moving towards the bridge. The bridge is going to be the best spot in this area because you have these little pillars to work with. You can go above the bridge and underneath the bridge. So I work up here and I'm kind of just watching the front, watching my back, trying to see where I can position myself. And I'm going to come in really slowly with the storm. And I end up actually going, I believe I end up going across potentially to try to get some shots. Maybe not right now. I end up deciding that this is probably the safer play. So I use this wall in front of me to block people off. And I already cleared out my backside. The storm is actually closing. No one's going to be rotating in. I'm checking to make sure there's nobody crawling in this area because we were missing one player. And now I'm just kind of hoping that the circle, the moving circle, favors me. But to be honest with you, the moving circle could have gone pretty much in any direction and it would have been fine for me because I'm in a pretty decent spot to rotate. Plus, I still have a little bit of my gas mask available. The circle starts rotating behind me. So I'm like in a perfect position. If there's anybody up ahead, they're going to cross through here and I can shoot them. And no one's going to cross from behind me because they need to get to the circle. So circle starts moving. I'm waiting. I'm watching the bridge. I'm watching underneath the bridge. Now I have the opportunity to go back up above the bridge. And I'm going to make this play as quickly as I can. That way I can see if anybody's crossing above the bridge. Cleared out the right side. Cleared out the bridge. Top of the bridge is clear. Player could be in front of me. There's only one player remaining. And I heard some shots down below. So I'm looking down below to see if I can find them. I know they're not behind me. There's no way they could have gone behind me in time. And I'm looking. And then I finally spot the player. Pull out the Bruin. Put him down. He's knocked. Go for the thirst while he self-revives. That is a 20 elimination W right there on Warzone. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about this gameplay. I promise you guys I'm going to have some really good tips and tricks coming for you guys very soon. And I'm going to show you guys my improvement and my transformation from being kind of an above average, just, somewhat decent player and try to become a beast at this game. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you did, slap a like, subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time.